couple of weeks, there have been an influx of people leaving big tech social media sites like Facebook and Twitter for smaller services like Parler and MeWe, sites that promote no ads and freedom of speech. But what is the community like, and are these sites safe? Well, I recently spoke with technology expert Burton Kelso to learn all about it. All right, my news feed on Facebook is filled with people saying that they're leaving Facebook and going to some other social media sites. Why is everybody leaving the big tech social media?
Well, the challenge is with the election, people getting disappointed with big tech and ads and all of the following, they're going to social media sites such as Parler and MeWe to enjoy freedom of speech and not having to deal with advertisements that are on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so Parler I've heard of. MeWe is a new one for me. What are these sites?
Now, Parler is supposed to be a substitute for Twitter. It comes from the French word to speak, but the whole idea is to be the Twitter killer. And MeWe is a replacement for Facebook. So both interfaces for Parler and MeWe mimic what goes on with Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, so what are you mentioned Twitter and Facebook, but even more so, what are these experiences like? Like, why is this become so popular?
Number one, people don't want to be limited by their post or have their post blocked because sharing misinformation. So both Parler and MeWe promise to offer free speech. And of course, there's no advertisements as well, because Parler gets its money from sponsors and MeWe has different levels as far as its social media platform. If you want more robust settings in MeWe, you have to pay for it.
Are these dangerous? I mean, I know we all want to protect our free speech, but what is your thoughts on all this?
Well, obviously, these can be dangerous because there's no fact checking on both of these social media websites. Like with Twitter and Facebook, your posts are going to get removed if you share misinformation. But with Parler and MeWe, that doesn't happen to a point. Now, you can't share pornography or you can't put threatening messages on Parler and MeWe, but the security on these sites isn't as tight as you would see with both Twitter and with Facebook. So
if you're doing something like pornography or hate speech or something, could you get banned from these sites?
Definitely. And I think that's the misinformation that people think, is that if you are sharing hate speech or pornography or anything else bad, you can get banned from Parler and you can get banned from MeWe as well. But the process is not as quick as it would happen on Facebook and Twitter.
So we're seeing this week the CEOs of Facebook and Twitter talking on Capitol Hill. So with social media sites like Parler, MeWe coming up, is there a threat to these conglomerates like Facebook and Twitter?
Not at this time, no, because basically Facebook and Twitter are juggernauts. I mean, right now, Parler probably has about 14 million subscribers. And believe it or not, that's almost as close as AOL has. But you're looking at like 1 billion users for Facebook, and for Twitter, you're talking 500 or 600 million users easily.
Do you think maybe something like Parler, MeWe would have Facebook and Twitter look at the way they do things? Or you've seen it, maybe they're like, this is who we are, this is what we're doing, we're protecting you in this way?
I think Twitter and Facebook are going to keep their identity. Probably the challenges with Parler and MeWe is that it's kind of an empty social media platform. I mean, without the ads and without your community, it just seems kind of stale. Right now, it's just a place to vent. People are disappointed with the results of the election. Unfortunately, with all the fake accounts and bots on Twitter and Facebook, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. So people have fed into that. And so with people posting, well, you're going to get more information with Parler and MeWe, people are just kind of following the herd to see if it's true. And the truth with social media, most people follow accounts and people that align with their own personal and political beliefs. So if you're right wing and Parler is showing all that, that's where you're going to go. Same thing with MeWe.
Lots of great information. You can get more on the latest in the tech world by finding Burton on social media, even Parler and MeWe. He's there at Burton Kelso.